So last time on Dragon Ball Super, Goku had for the first time began training Goten, and to his surprise, after a cunning move by the child, ended up having to show his Omen Ultra Instinct to his son, which instantly not only impressed the young Saiyan, but also triggered him to ask to learn it as well. After a lot of back and forth, eventually Goku agreed to take Goten to train with Whis for one day. And now in today's manga, we find out exactly what happens when Goten's potential is truly unleashed. But before we begin, support this video and channel by leaving a like right now as you're reading this and watching this video till the very end for its insane conclusion. Enjoy. So our story continues outside the familiar planetary surrounding of Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7's home. Goku and Goten have finally arrived under the request of the young Saiyan, with Goku peeking around and saying, "Lord Beerus, Whis, you guys here? Where are they? If they're not on Earth, they're usually always around here." Leaving himself confused as Goten adds, "Wow, what a strange place. So this is where a god of destruction, an angel, lives, huh? Cool." Eventually though, something else momentarily piqued Goten's interest as he looks to his right and says, "Huh? Dad, wait! Over there! I can hear something! Something crazy!" And to ours and Goten's surprise, in the sky near Goten and Goku, a number of massive clashes and collisions are seen, while two mysterious figures appear at the center of them. Don't underestimate me, Whis! Oh, I'm not, Lord Beerus. I can assure you, I'm trying my hardest against you. As in the air, we see a surprising scene of Beerus going all out, repeatedly throwing punches out at speed to a Whis who parries them all with just one hand and a smile. As Whis now opens his eyes and continues to effortlessly block everything Beerus throws, he comments to his student, My, Lord Beerus, and here I was thinking all that sleep was beginning to dull your skills. You're noticeably faster and stronger than before. You'll regain your place as one of the strongest gods of destruction in no time, my lord. To which a now enraged Beerus, who takes the compliment negatively, replies, Be quiet, Whis! I am and always will be the strongest god of destruction in history, and right now, you're going to feel my wrath! As Beerus, seemingly upping the gears, chases after Whis with even more ferocity, while the mild-mannered Whis, who we can't tell at this point is taking the mick, continues, Oh yes, my lord, I am definitely feeling the wrath now. My palms are starting to itch. I think I need to take a break from that incredible power, my lord. Feel free to give chase though. As instantly, Whis escapes and flies off from the god of destruction with both his hands behind his back, leading to Beerus continuing his rampage of anger, chasing after him yelling, Whis! Enough of your patronizing! As we then see the two powerhouse deities fly through the air at jaw-dropping speeds, traveling all around the planet until eventually, whoa! Even flying past Goten and Goku, just inches away from them as Goten is swayed just from their force, and Goku yells, Wow! Look at them go, son! That was Beerus and Whis just now. I think this is the first time I've even seen them train. How wild! As Goku stares from below at the two raging auras chasing after one another, he thinks to himself, I can't believe I'm seeing Beerus in action again after all this time. I thought for sure he'd just be napping again. He's so strong. But Whis really is just playing with him. But soon, as the father and son duo continue looking up, enjoying the view. It's only a matter of time before the inquisitive Goten looks up to his father and asks, "Dad, are those two really Beerus and Whis? They're moving so fast. Is that how fast Mr. Whis will make me too?" And Goku, continuing to stare into the sky, replies, "Yeah, that's my master Whis, alright, and Beerus the Destroyer. You'll get faster and stronger for sure, son. Just don't expect too much though. These guys are on a whole other level." Back in the air, we see Beerus again finally catch up to Whis as he continues his assault, yelling, "Enough with the running, Whis! Stand here and fight!" To which Whis nonchalantly replies with both arms still behind his back, "As you wish, my lord." Leading to Beerus throwing out what is presumably his strongest punch, only for Whis to instantly bring up his palm with unmatched speed, leading to a huge bang, as shockingly, with just one hand, Whis takes the full brunt of Beerus' attack, still without even the slightest change in his facial expression. From afar though, the true consequence of such a powerful punch from a god of destruction is actually seen though, at first appearing as a massive shockwave from afar, before then showing closer how the waves of energy move through the entire surrounding area, moving the surrounding many planets and moons themselves before, in a mass explosion, several of them explode from being unable to handle the sheer power and energy that moved across them. "Dad, look!" "No, close your eyes, son!" As the two Saiyans react to the huge bright light created by the simultaneous explosions, trying to cover themselves from the shockwave too. Until eventually, the two just stand in awe as nothing is left but dust and debris falling to the ground before them. That was awesome! Wow, Dad, these guys are even stronger than you, aren't they? As Goten's face completely lights up from witnessing the almighty display of power that surpasses the things even his own father has shown him before. Back with Beerus and Whis though, Whis opens his eyes and lets out finally, "And I think that's enough training for today, don't you think, Lord Beerus? We want at least some of this planet to remain. Besides, it appears we have some visitors, my lord." To which Beerus then begrudgingly removes his fist from Whis' palm and responds, Yeah. Count yourself lucky, Whis. I was just about to get into my groove." Eventually the god and angel then slowly levitate down below towards Goten and Goku, who stand patiently waiting for them. Beerus, in his usual somewhat unimpressed tone, then lets out, "Goku, so it's you! What exactly are you doing here then? How many times do I need to tell you? This is not a place for you to come and go freely, you mortal. And it's especially not a nursery to dump your kids at. What's the meaning of this?" Oblivious though to the serious nature of what Beerus is stating, Goku then, with a smile and his hand behind his head, blissfully replies, "Haha, sorry Lord Beerus, this little guy over here just wouldn't let it go. So it's not my fault this time, I promise. I've actually come to see if Whis would offer to train my youngest son for the day, if you don't mind." Upon hearing this, Whis then walks over to Goten and immediately extends an arm to give the young Saiyan a handshake, saying, "Oh, interesting. So you must be Goten. My name is Whis. It's a pleasure to finally meet you." As Goten replies, "Nice to meet you too, Mr. Whis." Whis, however, then with a spot of concern, turns his head to Goku behind him and continues in private, I must say I'm flattered, Goku-san. But do you really believe this to be a wise decision? He's a little young for our level of training, don't you think? But the typically unbothered Goku just ends up folding his arms and replying confidently, "Yeah, I said that at first too. But my little man over there is pretty special. He's already a Super Saiyan, and achieved it after just training with my Earthling wife. It might not work out the way we think, but I wondered just what a day training with you could bring out of him if his talent wasn't a fluke. The youngest Ultra Instinct user in history? What do you say, Whis?" Huh? But hearing this, Whis is more surprised at the revelation of what Goku said at the beginning of his reply, as he queries further, "A Super Saiyan at his age? Really? Fascinating. Now that I think about it, I do actually remember seeing that when you first became a Super Saiyan God. I never thought anything of it before, but now that you mention it, that is quite some talent." The mood instantly then changes, as Whis then looks at Goten with an enthusiastic smile and continues, "Okay, with this information, I must now concede. Today, you will be my student, Goten-san. Let's try our best and see if you can surpass your father, why don't we?" To which Goten with a big smile replies, "Wait, what? Really? Yeah, of course I'll try my best, Mr. Whis." As Beerus, who has now lost complete interest, turns his back on the trio and walks off still angrily muttering, "The youngest Ultra Instinct user in history? How ridiculous. You three can waste your time, but I'm going back to bed." And so some time soon passes, most of the day in fact, and we find ourselves now staring at a scene of Whis and Goku in front of a visibly battle-damaged Goten with his gi now ripped. As we get a close-up, our thoughts are confirmed as we see a serious-looking young Saiyan, scratched up as he lets out, "One more time, Mr. Whis. I can feel it. I'm getting the hang of this." To which then a smiling with pride Whis responds, "Listen, Goten-san. I too feel you may be close. Remember, close your eyes, move without thinking. Empty your mind and let your body move on its own. Master this, and you will gain the same abilities as your father." And in response to this, Goten then indeed does close his eyes and concentrates with all his might to enter the mode meant only at one time, only for the angels. Meanwhile, trying not to disturb the concentrating Goten, Whis then telepathically speaks to Goku, who is beside him, saying, "Goku-san, this is it. I believe this is the moment Goten-san has a breakthrough. On my count, I want you to attack your son with full force. Do not hold back." But Goku, who immediately shows concern, knowing what happened the last time he hit Goten even slightly too hard, is quick to push back, saying, "What? No way, Whis. Are you sure? It's only been a day. Full force is overkill. I'll just go slowly." But with a completely calm face, Whis looks back and replies, "No, Goku-san. Full force. Believe in your son, just as I am. Do not worry, I am here. If anything goes wrong, I will heal him of any of his injuries, or simply reverse time. You have my word." Now, with a serious face, Goku then gets into position, his eyes once again shifting to green as his power level increases, and he says back, "Alright, Whis, this is on you then." As for a moment, Goku stands still, facing Whis, mentally preparing himself to attack his own son at full strength, while he unknowingly closes his eyes in peace. Just like that, Goku begins his attack, rushing at Goten with his fist cocked back until... As soon as Goku throws his punch out, he finds himself instantly shocked, commenting, Goten, you... As we soon see that just as Goku had attempted to punch Goten, the young Saiyan, still with his eyes closed, dodges it perfectly with the slightest head movement. And straight after, Goku is ironically the one caught completely off guard as a powerful force strikes him straight in the stomach, winding him in the process. As it is then revealed, the attack came from none other than Goten himself, whose body seemingly is moving completely on its own, and with power that is beyond his ordinary limits. Goku meanwhile is sent flying to eventually skid across the floor, unable to even control himself from the force of the push. Eventually though, Goku slowly raises his head, and then, still with that green tint in his eyes, calls out in shock, "Goten! No way! You did it, son!" As standing there, with his eyes now open, now with black pupils, his hair spiked up, and a mysterious new divine aura, Son Goten has entered the Omen Ultra Instinct state. Truly, the youngest in history once again. But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag next part in the comments down below if you want to see this story continue, to see just how far Goten can go. But if you need to see this chapter right now, you can do so by supporting me on Patreon, where for just $3 you can fund and guarantee its production and be the first to see it, along with a ton of other manga goodies that automatically ship straight to your address in return too. It's the deal of the century.